So now my December, which was part of a diagonal, is now also a zebra in December. So I'm long to zebra in December and long to zebra in November, but the November zebra is our trade of the day. So let's pull the graph up here and show the people. Paid $1,565 or $15.65 to buy 2 of the 95 calls and sell 1 of the 100 calls. The break even is 105.65, which we're not that far from actually. And again, it's an uncapped upside. At that point, it basically acts like stock, right? From that point lower. It also acts like stock when it goes down too, to the downside. And so the most I'm going to lose on this is what I paid. And again, that's where it really, everybody varies. That's where you have to find what's comfortable for you. Again, this trade really works when you're long 2 in the money calls and short 1, which is essentially at the money call. That's how you get the 0 extrinsic. But just keep in mind, this really acts like stock, and you can do this on any type of stock you want. I mean, you really can. It works well on a stock that's, I would say, in the $50 to $100 range, right? Because those are stocks that can really move more. And I would say those are stocks that have the amount of strikes where you can actually make this work to get zero extrinsic, and then also a decent delta on the calls. So this is it. Walmart Zebra in November. Break even of 105.65, which we're kind of close to now. But again, this is somewhat of an interest rate play on the market here.
So I'm going with an upside trade in Nvidia, but most importantly, I'm going with a longer term trade here. I went out to November, which I think makes a lot of sense if you think over time we can see a higher print in Nvidia, at least from where we are right now after the 7th day in a row that we are seeing right now. I wanted to get in sooner than later, just in case we get a rally in the markets pre-earnings. It's possible that I just take this off before the Wednesday announcement, just to be clear. But what better scenario if you're trying to place a bullish trade than to get in on one of the worst days it's seen, down 2% right now, and this is the 7th day in a row that we've seen a red number in Nvidia. So maybe we get a pre-earnings rally in Nvidia, maybe not, but either way, I went out to November to encompass not only this earnings announcement, but likely the next earnings announcement as well. You can kind of see that here with the volatility increase. You've got 42.5% in October, and then it jumps to 43.5% in November. And you can see there's a big vol expansion from 19.5, 22.5, all the way up to 30.5. So a big jump in implied volatility in November. We'll likely get another earnings report right around this cycle, but even if not, 88 days is plenty of time for this trade to work out. So I went to the 88-day cycle, and I bought the 220 strike call for $1,300. The implied volatility here is, on the lower end. It's not the lowest it's been, which is why you see an IV rank of 37.5, but still 40% for an equity, especially Nvidia, a tech stock, a leading tech stock. 43% is still pretty low. So I went out there and just gave myself as much time as possible, and then I sold the weekly cycle for about $2 and change as well. So the total package, I routed this trade for just over $1,000. 1031 was my net debit paid, and there's a few reasons why I like this trade.
And quite frankly, I wouldn't fault anybody if you want to wait a day or two to put this trade on. A better entry very well may present itself. I just have to get things on before I present the trades here. So if you want to just put a pin in this one and leave it for a few days, wouldn't fault you for that at all. Wait for a potentially better entry. Although maybe we just run straight up into the earnings call. I'll get into that in a moment. So the trade itself, I have gone for a short put vertical. I am selling premium against the upside move here. Usually I would not like to do that. Usually that would deflate put side premium a little bit. But at a 66 IVR and at a 108 IVR on the expiration cycle that we're talking about here, there's plenty of premium on both sides of the coin here. I've jumped in on this, the 134, 135, which is now straddling the money. And this is, we just barely dropped below 135 as I've been talking here, 134.96 currently. This is the trade right now, giving you 57 cents of credit for $43 of buying power, which is even better than all my entries. I initially got this filled at 45, which is what you will see on the art card at the end of this. And then again, as we just started, I forgot I had a working order at 50. So my cost basis is 47.5. You can do $10 better than that right now, on your credit, I should say, and better on the buying power requirement as well. The $50 ones cost me 50 in buying power a piece, and the 45s cost me 55 in buying power a piece. You can see there's math happening here that get us to $1 no matter what. And in this case, we're looking at 57 of credit for 43 of buying power. So even more disproportionate, much better than what I got on either one of my trades. This is a much more favorable entry.
So we're going to see what we get here. Get on a little bit of short delta in gold. You can't go wrong with that. We're going to look at the 25 days till expiration. Because this is more of a momentum trade, we're actually going to be buying the options. Don't shoot me. I know. But we're going to be buying the options on this one. We could do 25 days till expiration. I also want to see how the options are looking for next Friday, which is going to be about, what is that, 4 to 8? I think next Friday is going to be 11, 10, 9, 7. We'll go here, 7. You know what? We're going to go here, 11 days till expiration. If we're looking at the 412, if we're looking for any type of pullback within the next couple of weeks, next 7 to 14 days, would love to see some moves made, at least back to 415 would be really ideal. So I'm going to be looking at the 412. I can even look at the 415s. Maybe we gain a little bit more extrinsic value as we get closer to the strike. So this is a very directional position, right? Whenever you buy options, not only do you have to get the direction right, you have to kind of get the timing right as well. So that's just something to take into account whenever we put on these different types of trades. But I think different types of option strategies require different types of scenarios. So that's what we're going to do for this case. Just looking for a little bit of a pullback because of the momentum that we're seeing right now in the metals. But we will let this position cook.
But I don't want. I probably don't think the price is going to go up to 130 and check. Right, if we check 1 week chart, 1 week chart, we see the highest print back to March is only 117. So I would guess this rally probably not going to touch 130. But I cannot say where is the high. Because I don't know. So I can push down the 130 call strike to 125 or to 124. So the delta increases 2021 or maybe even 22. I think 123 is fine. So even though the delta is unbalanced, 22 on the call side and 16 on the put side, it's on delta wise, it's a negative trade, but you actually have more call side buffer. So by pushing the call side closer, we increased the credit from 325 to 425. So we actually collect $1 more, and your buying power is not going to be increased that much. So overall, you're going to see higher return on capital in this trade. So I'm pretty satisfied with all the setup for GDX. High implied volatility. The momentum, my personal assumption is already ran out because they already rallied how much? It rallied from 70 to 102. That's $30. So it's almost 40 to 45% rally from the bottom. My assumption is probably going to stop or stabilize or trade in a range for a while. So that's why selling range, the strangle, is the ideal trade for me. We have decent, if you're still bullish, we still have decent buffer room to the upside. If you think the pullback, if you think the rally is going to fade, then we see 87 is a short strike here, and 87 short strike here. If you're a technical analyst, this is kind of, I'm not sure if you can call it support level, but it's decent, right? And we have $4 buffer. So 87 minus 4, we have 43. We have 40, less than 43, right? Lower than 43, 42, somewhere 42 and a half. So if you think this is a support level, it could be considered a support level too. So I'm kind of satisfied with the both side. So this is the GDX. So I think this is actually the most interesting trade I can find. If you're looking for other trade, it's pretty difficult to find a good one. So another one I can think of is the QQQ. Among all the indices and ETFs, I think QQQ is pretty interesting. If you believe this pullback is short term, you can pretty much, because it's trading lower than the SPY and DIA, which is down. So you actually can, this is not an opportunist or speculation trade. This is more kind of a routine long-term trade. So you can just sell naked put for QQQ at 668, 67. which is 20 delta for October 2022 delta, 66.5. You can sell 23 delta, and that's $8 for 50 whatever days. This buying power, I don't think this is the roughly correct. I see like 8,000, so it's roughly 10% return. If you think this pullback is almost done, or there's not too much room to go down. And other than that, I don't think there are many trading opportunities. The other two I already presented last week. One is a Nike. I always try to look for some trading at the bottom. So Nike, low implied volatility, rank, low price. So the strategy I would like to use either covered call or the poor man's covered call because the IVR is low. And the other one is Walmart, right? Walmart had a really bad earnings last week, so the price actually has gone down. And this is weekly chart, right? So weekly chart. So actually the drops are pretty significant. So, and this IV rank dropped to 20. So the trading idea is similar to Nike. You can trade between covered call and poor man's covered call. You probably want to trade poor man's covered call. And I think my time is up for 15 minutes. And hope you enjoyed today's trade. So my trade is GDX, and next the choice is QQQ if you want to add a long-term routine trade. And if you haven't added up the Nike or Walmart that I presented last week, you can consider that too. So enjoy your trading week and happy trading.
And probably the most interesting thing on the board that's new for today is Nasdaq. And here we have what looks to be a chart that's leaking lower. And so we started to kind of explore the short side on the S&P last week and sold some calls, sold a call vertical in SPY. It looks like it might be time to do that here on Nasdaq. We can see here's where we're kind of starting to get through this immediate support shelf right here. And that can maybe open us up for just a little initial move down into here. Now, if we look at this on a 4-hour chart, we can see the break looks like it might be in already, where this is the top. This is where we kind of tested it, slipped under, and we're trying to push through. So what I've done here is just take a little view here through the Qs. On the options side, you can see here's the trade right here. It's just a little vertical short the 709 call, buying it back at 714 and just establishing essentially a setup here where you can see you're looking basically at a slightly better than one-to-one risk reward and a probability of profit north of 50.